Hello, Fit and Fun Game, Coach and Consultant webinar. Thank you for joining us tonight on this third installment of our Coach and Consultant webinar. And if you have found your way to this video, then you must be a potential coach or consultant or an actual coach or consultant playing the Fit and Fun game, and you're here to learn more, kind of get a peek behind the scenes of what's going on in the Fit and Fun game. I'll recap just a little bit what we've been doing on the first several installments of this webinar, cover this webinar, and then project where we're going to go into the future. Guys, you're here because you are playing the Fit and Fun game, and you're a coach and consultant, and you're here to learn about both the TribePOD processes and the Gamplify processes. We have multiple things going on here. We've got TribePOD, which is really where we're going to spend some time tonight. You're engaging in the Fit and Fun game, and we also have the Gamplify processes that we are talking about as well. Last week's webinar, we spent quite a bit of time on Gamplify, really breaking down what is the Gamplify process? Why is it important to you, a coach or consultant? And we talked about there's two types of coaches and consultants. There's individual coaches, people that are gainfully employed themselves out of their home or a small office. They're not raising up other coaches or consultants. There's solopreneurs. And then there's coaching and consulting organizations. Those organizations that not only have a primary leader, but have other coaches and consultants working with them and for them. And this webinar is for both of those types of people. And again, we've talked a lot about this in the introductory webinars and the previous ones. We're talking a lot about lead generation, lead conversion. We've talked about the fact that most coaches are really great at lead fulfillment. Most consultants are really good at lead fulfillment. They have a hard time generating and converting leads. This webinar is about that. It's about making your coaching and consulting business profitable, no matter whether you're a solopreneur coach or whether you're part of or leading a coach and consulting network. We hope you get a lot out of this webinar. Now, I'm going to be a little bit informal. I'll be switching back and forth between the technology and the slides and all of that, so flow with us. I'm going to spend just a few minutes recapping the past two webinars, just a couple, and then we're going to drive right into the TribePOD processes. On our first installment, our first webinar, we did a grand overview, starting with my background, who I am, why you're here, a little history of the Fit and Fun game, a little bit about Gamplify, a little bit about the TribePOD processes, and then close with kind of looking ahead to these future installments. Last week, we spent quite a bit of time on Gamplify and really explaining why that's the front door and the back door. Why Gamplify and using game technology and game thinking to really create user engagement and user loyalty, I believe, is one of the cutting edge and most powerful revolutions coming upon both IT, technology, and also human technology, which is your department as a coach and consultant, and how to help people live and have better lives. And this week, we're going to cover TribePOD. So let's look at a couple things real quickly, what we covered last week. Right off the bat, we covered TribePOD, Gamplify, and the Fit Fun game. Last week we spent quite a bit of time with Gamplify. We defined it and we talked about incentives. We talked about incentive as any factor, financial or non-financial, that enables or motivates a particular course of action or counts as a reason for a preference of one choice over another. And we talked about how getting incentives aligned with your coaching and consulting business is so very important. It's the difference, as we'll look here, between carrot and sticks. You can carrot and stick your clients all day long. You can try to compel them to engage in your consultancy methodology, your gap analysis, your business consulting, or you can try to carrot and stick them into their personal development, their marriage recovery, whatever that may be. Or you can give them proper incentives. You can really incentivize them in more powerful ways by creating game technology and game thinking and literally making it fun. You know, this week I had the opportunity of spending about an hour or so with a great friend of mine who introduced me to a powerful assessment called the APS. Now, Lisa had spent some time with my wife and I, had been through our Envision seminars, and really felt like the APS was a powerful tool for our coaching and consulting business as well. You know, I've taken a lot of assessments, done a lot of things. I thought, well, hey, you know, this could really work. Let's take a look at it. And man, when we did the APS, we were like, oh my gosh, this is so revealing. It's basically giving us a 4-factor or 5-factor temperament analysis on our mind, will, and emotions. I never seen anything break my thinking and my will and my emotions down in such detail. And we were really fascinating with the APS, and thus trained and became certified in delivering the APS over the course of the next year, and built a really great relationship with Lisa. And we recently connected back, and here she's running a counseling and coaching business. She's looking to make it more profitable. And we were talking about Gamplification and the idea of using the Gamplify technology to make her coaching and consulting and her counseling business more successful, more profitable, more productive. And we began to talk about how to build a game around an individual or a marriage or a small group's use of the APS. It has temperament, strengths, and weaknesses. So you can give bonus points for different strengths being reinforced through the day, penalty points for certain weaknesses showing up, those kind of things. And really then in an interpersonal relationship, giving points for how one personality interacts with a spouse or a child or a coworker, and really begin to make it fun. So we spent quite a bit of time talking about, instead of going from, oh, here's your assessment, here's all the negative things about you, and here's how you need to change, and if you don't change, this is what's going to happen, to putting a game incentive around this and literally making it fun, literally gamplifying it, using game and game thinking and game mechanics in non-game contexts to create customer, counseling, coaching, mentoring, training, user engagement, and loyalty, all while having fun solving real-world problems. Problems that in and of themselves, and environments in and of themselves, that aren't intrinsically fun. A lot of people don't think coaching and consulting is fun. They know they need it. The business brings you in as a consultant. The marriage brings you in as a counselor. The school brings you in as a counselor. The executive brings you in as a coach. But they're not like, oh boy, I get coach, and they get to unpack all my negative stuff and have somebody look in behind the curtain and see the wizard back here pulling all the strings, right? Most people don't like vulnerability. You know, I heard Into Me You See talked about the word intimacy, and it literally could be into me you see. Most people don't like into me you see. Like we like to keep our mask on, our personality mask, our behavioral mask, our shell and our aura about us, right? And so our coaches, our customers, our clients, they typically don't want you to see inside of them. And so there's sometimes resistance to the accountability. There's resistance to growing as an organization. There's cultural myopia and all of these other things that happen that we engage with as coaches, counselors, and consultants. And yet, with the Gamplify technology, we can take all of this stuff that people don't think is intrinsically fun and make it fun using game dynamics. And we talked a lot about that last week on our last installment. We also talked about the Gamplify system matrix, giving people an I can do it. I can make it through this counseling, this coaching, this training, getting them into a state of flow, literally getting them on a team and a tribe, literally creating epic meaning all around it. And that's just 4 game dynamics. If we were to unpack the 20+ game dynamics that we're building into Gamplify and focus them on a problem, we would really create a whole different set of incentives and value around that problem. And so we spent a lot of time talking about that. For you who are playing the Fit and Fun game, you know it's a 4-week overall health transformation. It's groups of people playing together as teams. It's literally keeping scores in a scorecard, focusing on points, not pounds, and then focusing on other extrinsic and intrinsic things like sleep, water, exercise, mental state, all of these types of things. There's leaderboards once you put your scorecard in, so that there's literally this level of competition. And this is where I want to dovetail off on. I just got off a game update webinar for the Fit and Fun game. And the Fit and Fun game is just the first game, the first environment that we applied the Gamplify and the TribePOD technology to. Now TribePOD's been around for a while, but the Gamplify technology too. And it's around a company called Isagenix, a direct sales company, and it's around their 30-day nutritional kit, and it is literally producing phenomenal results. And I just got off a game update with that game. And I was talking to Ty Helgenberger, who's been in Isagenix for 18 months. And he's had the ability, and Kirk and I have talked about this as well, a good friend of mine, a co-founder, one of the co-founders of the game, who's been in Isagenix for several years, has over 100,000 people on his team, and this has been his experience as well. The and this is the tie-in I want you to get, because we're going to talk about Gamplify. We're going to talk about the process of using the TribePOD system, but I want to do a bridge now. I've kind of got us up to speed from last week and the Gamplify technology. I want to begin to bridge from Gamplify into TribePOD, into the financial incentive games, and how to becoming financially profitable as a coach and as a consultant. One thing that Kirk and Ty and I were talking about were the fact that people would not engage with the nutritional system. The nutritional system was just that. You take shakes at a certain amount of time. You take the cleanse, the snacks, the ionics, the accelerator, the flush. It's literally all of these nutritional components, along with healthy eating, exercise, water, all of these things, and doing it in time sequence throughout the day. And each day you log onto your scorecard and check off that time sequence. Well, imagine creating a scorecard around education, around your coaching business, around consulting, around your counseling, around your assessment. We literally can begin to create these types of scorecards that brings the coaching, the consulting, the educational, the counseling nutrients, activities that make for transformation into the student, into the client, into the patient, into the business. And so we begin to create these game boards and these game dynamics that engages the people in having fun while going through the very same transformational processes that you've been engaging with for years. You're just actually engaging them. They're becoming loyal and committed to the process, and you're solving a real world problem for you, the coach and consultant, which is getting people to do a sequence of activities that are for their own good in a way that actually produces predictable results. And this is the promise of Gamplify. Gamplify is the only technology that I'm aware of that can produce predictable results in a recurring manner without the use of an extrinsic driver, meaning things such as force or things such as sex that drive people to do things, right? A predictable result in a recurring manner because they're in it. We're tapping the force of win. We're tapping game on the inside of people. And we talked a lot about this last week. And we're engaging in the game, and it's changing their behavior with fitness. What I want to do now for the rest of the balance of this webinar and conference call is talk about how can we create a financial game. How can we use the same technology that's producing phenomenal results and an overall health and wellness revelation and transformation and turn that into financial transformation. And the way that we do this in direct sales, and this is where it's really going to impact you. So let me frame this up, and then I'm going to frame up the game. I'm going to frame up the mechanics that we normally use behind the financial game. And here's why. Most people listening to me are either, most of you, 80% of you, I guarantee you, are solopreneurs. You're solo counselors, you're solo coaches, you're solo consultants, and you may be working with a company's tool or process or whatever, but you're out there. Even if they're delivering the assessment, even if they're delivering some of the educational material, you're out gathering customers, finding them, converting them, and actually training, coaching, mentoring, counseling, consulting with them. And it's you, Inc. You may call in another professional from time to time to assist you with a larger project, a larger business you may be working with or whatnot, but it's pretty much you and or one or two other people working together. So the business hinges on you. It hinges on your success to handle every element of the business. And as we talked about, and we'll talk about more tonight, that's lead generation, finding new customers. That's lead conversion, converting them to paying clients, and then fulfilling, lead fulfillment, on what you converted them to be. And as we talked about in the previous webinars, most coaches, most consultants, most everybody focuses on lead fulfillment, becoming better at what they do. And you should do that. You should become the best coach, counselor, educator, consultant, whatever, in the world that you could possibly be. But don't delude yourself that by becoming better and better and better at lead fulfillment, that alone will magically or supernaturally or whatever attract people to your business. Now, faith is powerful, and faith is substance, and all of those things, and confession, and the law of attraction, whichever camp you come from, is in effect here. But if it worked all the time, you would be more financially prosperous. So we're talking about filling the gap between a supernatural occurrence and the magic of a client attraction to making that predictable client generation, client conversion in a predictable and recurring manner. Would you rather have cash flow or cash spurts that are random and unknown. We want to create an environment that you can create around yourself to create cash flow. And here's the caveat, and I want you to catch this as we go into this. There is no magic pill, potion, lotion, system, whatever, that's going to automatically make you successful. Matter of fact, guess what's going to make you successful? Point at the screen, bend at the elbow, bend at the wrist. Where's the finger pointing? It's pointing at me. It's literally your mindset. I mean, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're an educator. You know that everything begins with thinking, then doing, then having. Be, do, have. You want to have a cash flow business. You want to have a profitable coaching and consulting business. It is about what you do, but what you do really stems out of who you are or your beingness. And so our training systems in the financial arena have to do with beingnesses. You becoming the best coach, consultant, educator, trainer, counselor on the planet while becoming the kind of person that can generate or convert leads. Why? Who else is generating and converting leads for you if you're a solopreneur? Who's bringing those clients into your door for you? Most people would answer that question, nobody. I've got to fulfill half of my day and meet with my clients, develop the gap analysis, consult with the business, educate a student, counsel with someone, and then in my spare time or whatever's left, try to go out and drum up some business. You know, maybe host a seminar, go to a trade show, go to a Rotary Club, hand out some business cards, try to get some clients to refer people to me. And what's happened over time is that people like to spend more time in the gift, in the skill that they've developed of coaching, consulting, or whatever, instead of the chore or literally the love-hate relationship with sales, lead generation, lead conversion. My job and what I hope to accomplish is to lay out a framework that you can become that kind of person that can generate and convert leads. And then if you want to go to the next level, use our software and platform to empower your customers to generate and convert leads for you. So they're out actually bringing you business. And you don't have to have a multi-level compensation plan to do that. You don't even have to pay them most of the time. Matter of fact, I'm going to teach you a concept called SAPS. It is called status, access, power, then stuff. Most people will do more for you and your business if you give them status, access to you, power and authority within that community, and then stuff, which is free stuff, free whatever, and then also money for actually going out and referring you clients. And so we're going to help you get alignment in all the incentives around your business that empowers others to go out and refer clients on your behalf. That would be powerful, and that's what we call TribePOD. TribePOD is the technology of actually training yourself, and then if you so choose, training others to become lead generators, lead converters for your business. Would it be powerful to build a tribe? Absolutely. Now the reason we call it TribePOD, and we're going to break this down a little bit, is because we're going to teach you how to build a tribe. Even if it is you, Inc., at the moment, it's just you, the tribe leader. The pod, the P-O-D, is literally, it has a lot of symbolism for me. Number one, there is a seed of potential on the inside of you. There's power and destiny in what you have to offer as a consultant, educator, coach, consultant, whatever you're doing. And we need to get that seed of potential of what you have to deliver to the marketplace, to the education mountain, to the government mountain, to the business mountain, to whatever sphere of influence, whatever niche client base you're reaching out to. You have a seed that needs to be delivered into the hearts and organizations of people and organizations that you're serving. The pod is that seed bed. It's also an acronym that stands for point of decision and point of destiny. You're at a point of decision and a point of destiny right now. Are you going to go to the next level in your business? Are you going to become the kind of person that can be prosperous in your coaching and consulting and business, and then also more impactful? So you're at a point of decision and a point of destiny. And we believe the TribePOD processes are going to help you really accomplish that. And again, many people watching this, you're playing the fit and fun game. You're involved in the experience of the experience. You're getting involved in playing the game so that you can learn the rhythms of the Gamplify process and the rhythms and the pace and the environment of the TribePOD process, so you can install what you're learning and who you're becoming into your own business. And so I'll use some fit, fun game analogies here as we go along. I'll do my best to tie it in. One of my favorite authors is Seth Godin. Seth Godin recently wrote a book. He's written more since then. And one of his best ones is is tribes. We need you. Please lead us, right? And tribes are what matters now. And a tribe is simply a group of people connected to a leader and connected to an idea. And a tribe only needs two things to communicate, to actually exist: shared interest and a way to communicate. Our TribePOD platform literally gives you a place to execute your coaching and consulting business from, to engage with your clients in a more interactive way and in a fun way using the Gamplify technology. Think of TribePOD as your home base. Literally, you've got a database, a contact management system, a online education delivery system, and all of that built into your TribePOD platform. Then you use the Gamplify technology to build games for people to interact with your education, your consulting, your assessments, and whatever, that makes it fun, that solves the real world problem of your customers, your clients, your counselees engaging with you. But TribePOD is the pod. This is where you're going to build your tribe, where they're going to connect with you through the games and the Gamplify technology and create a very strong knit bond with you, literally a tribe. And our software is that way to communicate. Your clients already have a shared interest. They're already connected to you, the coach, the consultant, the educator, the counselor. You're the tribe leader. There's a shared interest. They're coming to you to solve a problem. They're looking for you to help them, to help their organization. So there's already that connectivity. Now all you need is a way to systemically deliver on fulfillment and then empower yourself and others to generate and convert leads. You see, most consultants and coaches are this sole leader. And I think I played the video before you for the Dancing Man video, where this guy's out dancing, he's having fun, and then over the course of time, people come and join him in the dance. Matter of fact, I may just play this while I'm here for a second, and that'll be a lot of fun. I'm not sure whether I played that or not before, but you know, the dance, hold on real quick, let me bring this up here. There we go. You know, what you're seeing in the background is the Dancing Man. This is the guy that is dancing along. He's having fun. He's playing. Wait a minute, I'm struggling with some technical difficulties here. One second. All right, there we go. He's dancing along, he's having a lot of fun, and he's found one person who wants to dance with him, who wants to enjoy the moment with him, and that's really exciting. And what happens there is that over the course of time, a whole lot of people begin to join him. They begin to join him in the dance. You as the consultant, you as the leader may feel like this danceless, shirtless guy out here, dancing shirtless guy who now, you know, has got a couple people joining him, you're waving your arms, you're putting on your dog and pony show, you're out there trying to get customers and clients, you're acting like a nut, and you're waiting for people to join in the movement, to get what you're doing, to get your assessment, to get your business model, to get what you're offering. And just like this guy, if you dance long enough, if you put on a show long enough, you begin to get your first followers. You begin to form a tribe. And over the course of time, that tribe's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And that's our goal, is that this tribe will literally begin to grow super fast for you and begin to produce phenomenal results for you in your business. And so many of you, you may feel like you're that sole leader. You may feel like, wow, you know, I'm out here on my own, I have nowhere else to go, and I need to begin to create a movement of people that are going to come around me and help create and expand this business. That's what the TribePOD system is going to do for you. And it's going to do it in a very systemic manner. And that's where I want to come to this next slide. This particular author is near and dear to my heart. His name is Michael Gerber, and he wrote the book E-Myth. And E-Myth is a great book. It's why so many people fail at small businesses and what we can do about it, or why most small businesses don't work and what we can do about it. Very powerful book. Transformed my life in the early 2000s. Matter of fact, I can't let the cat out of the bag, but there's probably some synergies that are going to be happening between me and Kirk and Michael Gerber in the near future. There's a lot of things in the bag. I won't let it out of the bag yet, but I'm just itching to if I could. But anyway, the E-Myth left a mark on me as a solopreneur because I realized I had had an entrepreneurial myth. I realized I had had an entrepreneurial seizure. The E-Myth is just that. You, the solopreneur, you got exposed to the concept of coaching, consulting, changing people's lives, training, mentoring, whatever that may be. And you're like, wow, I'm tired of doing whatever I do. If I could just go out and I could help people, just like the way the person who did the assessment for me, or just the way that person counseled me, or the way that person coached and trained me, if I could do what they do and go help that and do that with other people, wow, life would be awesome. Life would be great. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get certified. I'm going to get trained. I'm going to get ramped up in all this process. And as soon as I do that, immediately I'm going to be right out there and I'm going to be changing people's lives. And here I go, right? You had what Michael Gerber calls an entrepreneurial seizure. You saw a technician, someone that was really good at coaching you, counseling with you, delivering an assessment, transforming a life. You saw them do their skill, their art, with such elegance, with such authority, with such impact, that it made an impact on your life. You decided, I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump out there and do that. And that's great. But most people jump out and eventually jump away from their full-time job and other things and expect that they're going to make a full-time income as a coach, a consultant, a trainer, an educator, a counselor, whatever, not realizing that there's multiple facets to a business. There's not just doing the work of counseling, doing the work of coaching, doing the work of all of those things. There's also generating leads, converting leads, billing, accounting, advertising, marketing, legal, insurance coverage, on and on, all of these other things that you didn't think about when you were having this great experience with whatever brought you into coaching, consulting, mentoring, training, and educating. And so now you found yourself not owning a business, but a business owning you. You thought coaching, counseling, consulting was going to be fun, and now it's not producing the cash flow you wanted to produce, and it's laborious with all the other tedious things you have to do that take you away from what you really want to do, which is coach, consult, or whatever. How do you get out of that treadmill? How do you get past always having to do every element of your business? And the only way to do it is for it to become system-centered. Now you're like, woo, put on the brakes right there. But that's what Michael Gerber says. All great businesses are system-centered, not people or personality-centered. You have a great personality, right? You have a great skill. You're charismatic. You're able to attract clients and serve them. But when you're in the room or in the business or engage with that client on the phone call, whatever you're doing, you're not out doing the other parts of the business. And those other parts of the business need you. And so what happens is you're doing it for 1 or 2 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 people really well, but it's not enough to produce the revenue and the cash flow. To scale up, you need a system. And so where do you go as a solopreneur? I mean, you're not going to be McDonald's. You don't know how to franchise. You don't have the cash flow to hire anybody right now and to bring on other people. What do? How do you get out of this juggernaut? How do you get out of this tight place that maybe you have found yourself? And the answer is, in my belief, the TribePOD system. Because we have spent years developing a system that not only empowers you to generate and convert leads, but empowers others around you and in your network to grow your tribe on your behalf. But guys, don't think that I'm selling you some great, silver bullet. It first starts with you becoming this system. This is part of really owning it. Take a McDonald's. Let's go back to Michael Gerber for a second. All McDonald's franchisees owners, before they give them the turnkey keys to the turnkey franchise, they have to go to Hamburger U. They have to go learn exactly the predetermined way to build and to place and to manage and to operate this McDonald's franchise for it to be profitable for them. They don't get any discretion. They have to follow a system that actually produces cash flow. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to be that systemic, but you have to choose to become more systemic in your process and take on a business model that's already handling a lot of the other processes for you so that you can do what you really want to do, which is your art and skill. And so let's take a look at the key components. Michael Gerber says, and I would agree with him, that all business processes fit into 3 primary areas. You can fit anything a business does into one of these 3 categories: lead generation, lead conversion, lead fulfillment. Now I'm going to come back to the Fit Fun game for a second, and I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to tie it back into a coach or consultancy business. And let me say it again. The reason I have many of you coaches and consultants playing the Fit and Fun game, number 1, If you're like me, you could use a health and wellness revolution to give you more energy, right? You could shed some pounds and inches. You could get more energy, better sleep, all of that. So number one, we're making for a better you. But number two, I want you to step into the experience of being a coach in the Fit Fun Game environment, being involved in how we're going to integrate in these processes. As I told you, these webinars would be somewhat in sync with what we're doing with the Fit and Fun Game. The first webinar, as we launched the game, was an introduction to what you were going to expect. Last week's webinar was an unpacking of the game and the Gamplify processes and why that's so powerful, not only in the Fit and Fun Game, but for you as well. And now what we're bridging into is the TribePOD system, which is the financial game. And we're just now, as of today, beginning to unpack the financial game for those that are playing the fitness game. But we're doing it in a very timed and strategic manner. We're not flooding people too fast. This is very, very, very important. The way and the timing and the sequence that we're rolling out certain things. Let me give you an example from the Fit and Fun Game. Robert made an invitation to Gina. He said, hey, come play my game. It's a 4-week overall health and wellness transformation. She didn't ask any questions. She was like, oh yeah, sure. How much is it? $380. Okay. Joined. Gets the Isagenix nutritional system delivered to her home. She's like, whoa, what's this about? Oh man, there's these shakes and there's all of this stuff that's built up in this kit that I wasn't expecting to get, right? Let's just pause there for a second and unpack that. In direct sales and network marketing, the way that you generate leads is to sell someone on the magic pill, potion, lotion system, whatever, or sell them on the financial income opportunity. 99% of the time, you're selling them one of those two things. You either draw in little bubbles and tell them how they're going to make $1 trillion, or you are introducing them to some miracle product that's going to solve all of their problems, or at least some of them, right? Those are the offers, right? And those are the two ways to get people involved in direct sales. Let me show you some literature from Isagenix itself, right? The nutritional provider behind the Fit and Fun Game. And let me pause for a second. I'm going to go into this. This is going to tie into your coaching and consulting business. As we gamplify your coaching and consulting and educational business, people are going to start having fun and referring others to come play the game. The game of what? The game of your coaching, the game of your counseling, the game of your education. They're going to come in and ask you to play the game. So get this, if you track with me, you'll understand why. You may be asking already, why would my clients refer other clients? Why? I mean, do I have to pay them? What's going to happen here? Why would they be making referrals if I wouldn't have to pay them dollars? And I don't have a lot of money to pay people, and I don't have a way of tracking how to pay people, and on and on and on it goes. Well, number one, TribePOD covers all of that. But number two, we're not talking about paying people financial dollars. Let's go back to Robert and Gina. This is literally literature from Isagenix, and what they say is 83% of the people that join their network marketing company are nothing but customers. 83%. And this is true across all network marketing companies that I'm aware of, right? It's normally this route. 83% are consumers. That leaves only 17% that are actually going to be some form of financial business builder, tapping in to the financial incentives with the particular company. And then of course of that 17%, it's broken down into percentages of how many are making $1,000 a year, all the way up to $1.8 million a year. And they literally publish their statistics and make all of that available. Now, why is that important? That means that 83% of the people that are engaging with this particular company are engaging for the product alone, the fitness part. They're not engaging for the financial game. Why? Let's go back to game theory and Gamplify. All of those who make games, literally Xbox games down to Monopoly board games and everything in between, they lump people into player types. It's called the Bartlett's player types. 80% of those people are what we call socializers. People who like low conflict, easy to reciprocate, really low social kind of interactions, hanging out, having fun. Only 20% fit into the explorer, the achiever, or the killer category, the people who are going for the big dollars, right? If we want to translate that in network marketing terms. Only 80% are out there to play the game. Let's come back around and talk about Robert. What was the offer Robert made to Gina? Was it, hey, let me draw these circles and come out and look at the comp plan, and if you build a left team and a right team, and if you help enough people, you can make $1 million. Did he make that presentation to Gina? No. Did he come and say, listen, I have been studying this nutritional system, and here's how the shakes work and the 3 types of toxins it releases from your body. Here's why the undenatured whey protein and the health shakes really work out, and why the enzymes are so powerful, and why the ionics minerals are so important, because only ionics minerals are absorbable through the cell structure. I mean, did he become a nutritional guru? No. Did he know anything about either one of these things, even himself? No. What did he do? He invited her to play the game. What did she say? Yes. Why? Because 83% of the population will say yes to playing a game. Because they say yes to playing the game all the time. And when he didn't have to convolute the opportunity, confuse it with the financial game or the health and wellness game and all the details, she said yes just like that, even though she didn't know what she got. Now here's Gina's story. Gina gets the Isagenix kit in, and she's a big blogger, Twitter, social media person. She starts unpacking this kit on her dining room table in front of a camera saying, I have no idea what Robert has roped me into. And literally, this is his words. He's got me on this, and I saw these shakes, and oh my gosh, this took me flashbacks to dieting when I was a teenager. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to tell all of you, my fans out there on Twitter and Facebook, if this is a sham and a scam and no good, you're going to hear it from me first. But hey, I'm in it, I'm playing the game, I'm having fun, I'm already shedding pounds and inches. If you want to play, great, come play the game with me. That was her video, shot on a flip phone, not in a professional studio like this, in a flip phone in her kitchen with the camera lens smudged. It looks like there's a cloud in there. And yet she's already brought 2 people onto her team by simply inviting them to play a game. She didn't draw any circles and tell them how they're going to make $1 million. She didn't try to explain. Matter of fact, she said, this may not even work, this nutritional whatever it is. She invited them to play a game. Imagine if we gamplify, and I'm not going to redo last week's webinar, but imagine if we gamplify your business model, wrap it in game thinking and game technology. Will it take it viral? Yes. And here's the deal. She didn't even know there was a financial game. She thought she was just outlaying $380 and just to play a game. She had no idea that Isagenix was going to financially reward her for inviting 2 people. But guess what? Those 2 people enrolled, and right now there's a little yellow Isagenix Visa card on its way to her. And when she gets it, she's going to say, what's this? Oh my gosh, I get paid to do this. This is awesome. But here's the biggest thing, guys, if you get this. She didn't do it for the money. She did it because she was playing a game and wanted to invite others to play with her. So for all of you coaches and consultants who are saying, you know, I don't have a budget for marketing, great, gamplify it. Make it fun where other people want to invite others to have fun in your coaching and consulting environment. What's happening? Lead generation. Lead generation. People referring other people to your system, and the system literally converts them, and then you get to move into fulfillment. And that, my friends, is powerful. Powerful, 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 powerful. Now, where we're going to go from here is we're going to level up. We're going to level up both in concept, both for you, the individual consultant, and now I'm going to speak right now directly to you, the coaching and consulting organization, who has coaches outselling or sales associates outselling your assessment, your journaling program, your consultancy, your gap analysis or whatever. Or I'm speaking to the individual coach who would like to raise up other coaches to diversify your income. If any of you are fans of Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about a lot of OP. Other people's time, other people's money, other people's talent, other people's resources. If you want to become rich while being a coach and consultant, then you're going to have to tap into some OP. Other people's time, other people's resources, other people's money, other people's skill to leverage your time. Quick Kiyosaki break here for just a second because I might lose some of you. And this is where it gets down to lenses, right? Are you more committed to lead fulfillment and being the best coach in the world and have no desire to raise up other people because of quality control issues or whatever it may be? Or are you more committed to being profitable? What you're doing tells me the story to that. I mean, you know, I don't know what you're doing right now, but if you're not leveraging other people, either through hiring them or creating some way for them to engage with you, then you're on a solopreneur, suicidal Superman treadmill, chief cook and bottle washer for the rest of your life. Do you want to do that? If answer is yes, hit close on the browser, hit stop on the video, and this video is not for you. But if you own and operate a coaching and consulting operation, or you want to operate or scale yourself up and duplicate yourself in others so you can have leverage, then get your notebook out and get a nice cup of coffee, because we're going to have some fun, because that's what we're talking about. And how we're talking about doing it, and let's talk about a little bit about Robert Kiyosaki. Guys, I was taught to work hard. When he told me that the rich were lazy and incompetent, I knew it. I knew it. I knew that's why they're rich. They're lazy, they're incompetent, and I go out, I cut the grass, I work hard. I knew it. The rich are lazy and incompetent. But that's not what Robert Kiyosaki was saying. He was saying that the rich, even though they can do it, don't. And that shook all the little nuts running around in my head. I'm like, if you can do it, don't, which means just act as if you're lazy and incompetent. Act, even though you can do it, don't. Be lazy, quote unquote. Don't be competent, quote unquote. Let others do it. Guys, that is my drug of choice. Me being competent, me doing it myself is my drug of choice. I got delivered from drugs and alcohol a long time ago, years and years ago. But man, I tell you what, I still stick that one in my vein, and I just do it. And it is a nightmare treadmill for the solopreneur, for the solo coach. And so what the TribePOD system is not only using Gamplify to bring you customers, it's empowering others to help you generate and convert and even fulfill on those customers if you want to ramp your organization up to that level. Because again, Kiyosaki said, all rich people use networks, tribes. They have a network. I mean, think about Ted Turner and these guys. They own networks. They own leverage mechanisms. And so, final Kiyosaki story. As you may know, Robert Kiyosaki is one of the best-selling authors of all time. He's got a whole series, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, or the Rich Dad series. And he was being interviewed, I believe it was in Toronto, by a newspaper reporter. This young lady had studied at a prestigious school to become a journalist, become a writer, was aspiring to write her own books. And as she was interviewing Robert Kiyosaki, she began to realize this guy came out of real estate, has no formal writing training, and he's now all kind of famous. And they kind of got into a little conversation. It was all great. But she goes, halfway through it, she goes, I'm just so sick and tired of pop writers like you. People who just write this trash, this like simple stuff. There's no quality. There's no greatness about your writing. It doesn't have all this epic meaning. And you're not even really a great author. And that just makes me mad. And he looked at her and he said, honey, I never really aspired to be the best written author. But here, let me turn over this book. What does it say? Best-selling author. That's what I was going for, because I was going after reaching people and taking this message to them. Maybe not written as well as you would write it, but best-selling means best imprint, best exposure, best influence, best culture change, not best written. And the trap that most coaches and consultants are in is they want to be best at what they do and not best-selling. Matter of fact, oftentimes best-selling to them seems dirty, seems bad, seems like, oh, I can't sell myself, and that would be cheapening my art and my craft. Okay, hit pause, close this video, because stay where you're at, okay? But if you want to level up, if you want to go to a place where you're multiplying your income, then it's going to take some form of system around you. And can you afford a $100,000 franchise around you? Probably not. Can you afford a bunch of employees at $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a piece, plus benefits, plus insurance, plus liability, plus? Probably not. So how do you scale up? You've got to build a tribe. Tribes are created by people who share your passion, share what you love, who come around you to have a way to communicate and come in connectivity with you. The way that they come into connectivity with you is through TribePOD, the pod that builds your tribe. And they're being attracted to you, and they're engaging and staying loyal to you because we're going to gamplify, using game dynamics and game thinking, your TribePOD system with your secret sauce, your journal process, your assessment, your whatever. And those people that are engaging with you, part of winning the game is not only being good clients, They're going out and generating and converting leads for you as well. They get more points, they level up, they get more stuff, they get more access, they get more power within the community, and you don't even have to pay them stuff, money to do it. That's going to be how you begin to OP other people's time, other people's money, other people's thing. But you got to have at least a base system to do that. Facebook won't do it for you. Twitter won't do it for you. No other software that I'm aware of will do it for you outside of our TribePOD system. We offer a similar system, TribeBus, and the not-for-profit and arena where we really have to soften it down and make it more ministry mode. But the TribePOD system is where we do it in a for-profit coaching and consulting and direct sales business. And so it's all about lead generation. It's all about lead conversion. It's all about lead fulfillment. But guess where we're going to start the process and keep moving? We've got about 15 more minutes. We're going to start with you. And this is going to be fun. There's three primary elements to the TribePOD system. There's you. There's the tribe that you're going to form. All of the OP. The other people's money, other people's time, other people whatever. And then there's the system. Now the good news is the system's built. It's called TribePOD. It's called Gamplify. So check on the system. We got that done. And we're going to plug your systems into it. Your assessment program, your coaching, mentoring, training, counseling, education program into this system. And it's already pre-built to accept your scores, your assessments, your game thinking and all of that stuff. We can plug it and customize it and co-brand it right into that system circle. Now all we need is a tribe. But guess where the tribe forms? A tribe is a group of people connected to a leader. Who's the leader? You. And so we're going to start with you and your beingness, knowing that the system is taken care of, knowing that the tribe will come because the system is built. Now we got to make sure you're ready. You're the kind of person that can attract those kind of people to your life. Now, think of it this way. Think about it from the Fit Fun Game perspective. The system, yes, is the fitfungame.com website or .net website, which has the TribePOD technology and also has the Gamplify technology mixed together. A direct sales agent is the you, and the tribe is their downline. Those are the people that they're looking to become financially connected to them in a systemic way. So the system is already built. Now all we have to do is focus on you. When you and the system come together, the tribe is attached to it, and that sweet spot you see on your screen, right there in the middle, the golden triangle in the center of that image is where you get paid. That's where massive riches are made. When the overlap of your personal development, your beingness, is overlaid and connected with the system, then the tribe or the other people's money, other people's talents, other people's networks are attracted to you. And it's in that sweet spot in the middle, the golden triangle, where you get paid. And where not only you get paid, you have the potential to become rich, to become best-selling. And if rich is a bad word for you, go to www.icanenvision.com. We'll help you with that lens, because I guarantee you can help more people, impact more lives, transform more countries, give more food to the poor, take care of more of orphans and widows with $1,000 in your pocket than you can with $1, or $1 million in your pocket than 1,000. So if you don't want the money, I have a not-for-profit you can write the checks to if rich is a problem with you. If you just want to scale up and give all the money away, telling you what, I'll just send you my 501c3 information. Now, if you're into rich, if you're into prospering and being blessed so you can be a blessing, then we're going to teach you how to hit that golden triangle in your business as well. So let's first look at the TribePOD system. We're dealing with your beingness. That's the you part. The dynamic practice is what you do with your tribe. And then there's the 5 phases of the system. Now, I color code these to kind of, in my graphics, to kind of represent the you, the tribe, and the system. But really, these 3 things have all to do with you. The system is built. If you do these 3 things, and whatever your business is, and then use this same process to train up others, you will be successful. So it all begins with your beingness. It begins with dynamic practice. It begins with the 5 phases. Now, the your beingness part is kind of like, I'm a big fan of Patrick Lencioni's work, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, the 5, the things behind team, the silos, turf wars, all of his books, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, the 5 something of a leader. I mean, I love his books because it really deals with kind of like the book Leadership and Self-Deception, those kind of things. I love those kind of books that really identify the human software within a person or within an organization that undermine effectiveness, ROI, and all the different mission statements and purpose directives of a particular company. And they're the soft systems. You know, Patrick Lencioni says it so well in the beginning of his 5 dysfunctions of a team. He talks about, he said, it's the soft systems. It's so easy to go into business and look at the hard systems, to look at the accounting systems, the IT systems, the distribution, the manufacturing, because you can kind of put a metric on them, right? We can go back to Peter Drucker days and organizational efficiency and Six Sigma and, you know, all of this stuff, and kind of put a number and a metric on each cog in the wheel. But it's hard to put a number and a metric on the soft systems, the people, the beingness, the character, those kind of things. Now, there's some great companies. My friend Doug is educating me on this, that there's a lot of character development coming to coaching and consulting and counseling, which is awesome. But it is the hardest system to actually put your hands around and to begin to affect. And so when we look at your beingness, when we look at the dynamic practice and the 5 phases, as we start people off in the Fit Fun game, and as we start you off in training other people, we start with the basics of the scripts, the 5 phases of building the business. Out of that, we practice in what we call dynamic practice, those 5 phases, and then your belief systems or constraints or strengths show up, and we can then target and coach, mentor, and train your beingness. So instead of focusing on the soft system of what a person believes, we get them into the activities that are actually going to generate and convert leads. And then we get them into a dynamic practice environment where they can practice these 5 phases or 5 activities, and guess what shows up? Beingness issues, belief systems, emotions, behaviors, and things that show up that undermine their beingness and being a best-selling author, best-selling networker, best-selling consultant, best-selling coach. We can build the 5 phases around your business model. We can teach you the concept of dynamic practice, and you will show up in your beingness, and that's where all the traction occurs. So we're going to start with the 5 phases and take a look at the 5 phases of the system, because it's in the experience of the experience that everything comes to play. When we get people started in these 5 phases in their Fit Fun game, direct sales business, or you learning these 5 phases to generate and convert clients for your own company, or you use these 5 phases to teach others to generate and convert leads for your business, then it really starts getting powerful. So let's take a look at the 5 phases and what those encompass. The 5 phases of the TribePOD system are this. They are: first, identify; 2, invite; 3, initiate; 4, ignite; 5, impart. So it's identify, invite, initiate, ignite, and impart. Now, these are the 5 phases, and we have scripts and trainings and all kinds of things built around each of these 5 phases. Let's take it back to the Fit Fun game. How do you identify who is interested in playing the Fit and Fun game? Gina, in her example, she just put something out on Facebook, and they identified themselves. Then she made an invitation, and she used her upline. Robert, who then helped make an elegant invitation. Then what happened? After the invitation, then there was initiation. Here's your Isagenix website. Kits in the mail. Get on the fitfungame.net website. Then we ignite them. We get them in the game, and now they're playing. And in the playing process and coming into the team, we begin to impart to them our DNA. Right now, where I'm at with the Fit Fun game is we've imparted a lot of the Gamplify process. We're now moving into the impartation process of the financial game, and we're making an invitation. We're identifying those. Today, this morning, on the 8 a.m. Central Standard Time call, I made an offer. Who would like to join us on the 7:30 call to learn how to be a lead player? And certain people are raising their hand and saying, I would like to be on that 7:30 call. What are we going to learn on that 7:30 call? The 5 phases, dynamic practice, working on your beingness. We're going to build this system. Why am I making a soft offer to those that are playing the financial game, the fitness game? Because not everybody's ready to level up into the financial game yet. In the core system that Kirk and I developed over the past 3 years, we used to call it growth and acceleration. There were people that were your clients. And because we're in a company that's not just take one pill, switch your phone service over, whatever, we're in a very systemic process of overall health and wellness. There were people who would do that at their own pace. And then if they wanted to share the business opportunity or the financial incentive opportunity, they would do that at their own pace. We called those growth people. But then we would always make an invitation to those who wanted to accelerate both their fitness results and their financial results. And we called that the accelerated team. Now we call it players and lead players. People who want to lead a team are tapping into the financial incentives. Those that just want to play are actually engaging. Now here's the cool thing, and this I'm going to kind of come to a conclusion, then we're going to unpack the rest of the TribePOD system next week. Here's the deal. Ty Helgenberger on the call today, who actually has been trying to get people to cleanse for 18 months. Kirk Metz for 7 years, 100,000 people, right? And that's just associates, that's not cleansers, right? Has said that it is so difficult to get people to do all the individual components of the cleanse. We're not only having people do the individual components of the cleanse on the Fit Fun game, we're adding on water, exercise, transformational habit, communicating with your team. We're adding on 7 or 8 other daily activities onto this. And everybody is amazed at how well people are going through these activities. You have certain activities that people go through. We're going to create a scorecard, an environment that gets them going through those activities. And then they're earning points and leveling up and getting status, access, power, and stuff for doing all of that, and they're leveling up. Now, there's certain people in this game that are still, they're not even aware there's a financial game. They don't even know they're in a network marketing company. They're playing a game. And so I don't roll out there day one and say, by the way, you got your kit in the mail, start doing the cleanse, and guess what? I need to teach you how to write circles, and do, which we don't even do that anymore. We don't do any circles in the way we do network marketing anymore. That's old school, right? But, you know, we don't come and just start pounding the financial game down their throat, right? They've only leveled up to one level. They're actually playing the game. We give them a couple weeks to produce results with the product, and then we start gently giving the offer, identifying those who want to step into the financial game by making a soft offer. All the ones that are going to come on the 7:30 call, guess what? We're going to hit the pedal to the metal because they've chosen in to level up. They've leveled up into the financial game, and now game's on. We're into these 5 phases. We're going to start teaching them strategic ways to identify other potential game players and other potential financial game players, how to invite them, then how to initiate them smoothly into the team, whether they're the fitness people or the financial people, how to ignite them into this environment, and then how to impart this if they choose to level up and become part of the process as well. And we march through these 5 phases. I'm going to go through the slides briefly in the conclusion here, and then we're going to go in depth next week. And I'm going to start right at TribePOD next week. Once we've got the 5 phases, we move into dynamic practice, and this is powerful. We start with what to practice, the scripts and all the different elements that we put into the process. They're learning the what to practice, the scripts, and they're listening to pre-recorded calls, and then they're learning how to practice with a small group. This is what Ty Helgenberger was talking about on tonight's game update, getting into a triad, learning how to practice in that environment, and then we're focusing on the practice, which is your emotional state and all of those things that create such a dynamic change on the inside of you. That then allows us to level up to the beingness. And the beingness is creating clarity around the financial and the fitness opportunity. Then there comes certainty. Then there comes conviction. Then there comes confidence. Then there comes conviction. Then there comes credibility. And when you make a credible offer, both for the fitness game and the financial game, people join. Robert had credibility with Gina. So when he made the offer, this is going to be good for you. You're going to have fun. Let's play. Bam. He didn't have to do all this gymnastics and sales. He already was credible in what he built in relationship with her. We now are going to teach Robert and all the other people that want to level up how to quickly build that level of credibility with others instantly. That's what you call lead generation, lead conversion. In a short conversation, in an immediate connection, how can you deliver a powerful message that is clear, certain, confident, convincing, and credible, where people are like, wham, I want to be part of that. And so we're going to be teaching people that process over the next 2 weeks as we close out the 4-week overall health transformation. And like I said, we've already got teams growing. Gina's got a team of 2. Katie's working on a team of 2. Terry's working on more people. All these people are bringing people into their team. Lead generation, lead conversion. Then, and this is the coolest part, the game fulfills. all the great salespeople like Robert and others who may not really like fulfillment as much, they just get to move on to the next person to identify and invite. And then they pop them into the Fit Fun Game system. We're doing the calls, we're doing the videos, we're keeping the games, we're doing the game updates, and he gets to just keep moving on the next, on the next, on the next, while the systemic process is literally reinforcing his business for him and all the other Fit Fun Game players. So guys, we have the ability, in conclusion, to gamplify your business, to use game dynamics and game thinking to attract people to you, to incentivize them to invite others, and to build all that on the backbone of the TribePOD system that empowers you to become one of the best salespeople in the world and empowers you in a systemic way to turn your clients, your constituents, your people into client raving fans for you in powerful ways, and then even leveling them up into their community, even if you're not paying them money. And we're going to cover a lot of that next week. So guys, I hope you've been enjoying the TribePOD Fit and Fun Game Coach and Consultant webinar. I hope this is giving you some information on what's available and how to really level up in your life and your coaching and consulting business. We look forward to seeing you next week as we really get in depth into the TribePOD processes. I hope you watching us are playing the game. That way you're in the experience of doing this. And we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.